an election year conversion. We're getting like 1 or 2 a day. And that's where a dishonest, fake politician that wants power, that is highly ambitious, will say and do anything to get elected. But if her positions have truly changed, then she owes you some answers. Why does she no longer support her mandatory federal gun buyback, ostensibly gun confiscation? Why does she no longer support Medicare for All, her plan that she co-sponsored in the Senate that would eliminate all private health insurance? Why does she no longer support government-guaranteed jobs? That was a big part of the new Green Deal that, again, she co-sponsored in the U.S. Senate. Where Senator Kennedy said to our friend and colleague Neil Cavuto, Kamala is AOC without the bartending experience. So why does Kamala no longer support a ban on fracking, something she proclaimed many, many, many times? Why does she no longer support defunding the police and directing funds away from police department? Why is she no longer tweeting out the bail fund after the Minneapolis police precinct was burned to the ground? And Kamala, are you still against deporting illegal immigrants? Take a look.
I will say, no, absolutely not. They should not be deported. And I actually, this was one of the very few issues with which I disagreed with the administration. I was Attorney General of California. I led the second largest Department of Justice in the United States, second only to the United States Department of Justice in a state of 40 million people. And on this issue, I disagreed with my president because the policy was to allow deportation of people who, by ICE's own definition, were non-criminals. So as Attorney General and the Chief Law Officer of the state of California, I issued a directive to the sheriffs of my state that they did not have to comply with detainers and instead should make decisions based on the best interest of public safety of their community.
The border with your border czar is an unmitigated disaster. So why does Kamala still support sanctuary cities and states? Why won't she say people that enter our country illegally are criminals? Why is Kamala forcing you, the American people, already strapped by her and Joe Biden's record high inflation, to pay for illegal immigrants and their health care and their education and their housing? And the most important question, Kamala, what do you say to all of the families whose loved ones were murdered, those that had family members raped, other victims of other crimes committed by the nearly 11 million unvetted illegal immigrants that you and Joe let into this country? What do you say to them? When will you apologize to them? How do you ever answer the question about how you have allowed all of these people from nearly 180 countries into our country with the promise of free health care and education and housing, people from countries that have terror ties, countries that are our top geopolitical foes? You would think that someone in the media mob might be a little curious and want answers from the border czar. As a matter of fact, you would think that an honest press would want all of you, the American people, to get an honest explanation for all of Kamala's flipping and flopping and flailing. But nope. Silence from fake news, CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSDNC. Instead, they would rather ask Senator Tom Cotton negative questions about Donald Trump. Watch this.
How does her changing her views on her policy justify having the Republican nominee questioning her race? Does that increase or decrease your party's chances of winning in November?
Well, Caitlin, you haven't had that conversation with Kamala Harris because she's been hiding out.
I want to have this conversation with you, Senator.
Just like Joe Biden hid out before her. And my point is, when are you and the rest of the media going to demand that Kamala Harris come out and answer questions in an unscripted format about where she stands for this country, as opposed to continuing to focus on what Donald Trump said today?
Perfect answer, Senator Cotton. Great job. He's right. Kamala has enjoyed a free pass for years, but she's now running for the presidency of the United States of America, will be nominated at the DNC without winning a single primary vote. No problem. Talk about democracy in peril. Every disenfranchised Democratic primary voter, they don't care about you. So it might be nice if Kamala can summon the courage to tell voters about all of the radical things she has said in her own words without reading a teleprompter. The state-run media mob is a corrupt institution. I said in 2007 and 2008, journalism is dead. They are nothing but a political extension of all things leftist, radical, Democrats, state-run media, modern-day Pravda. But shouldn't we at least expect the bare minimum from a major party candidate? Don't we deserve that? Maybe she could even try to appear on Fox News. If she's capable of serving as president, surely she's capable of taking a few questions from Brett and Martha, who are great at their job on this network. And meanwhile, the speculation is now growing over who Kamala Harris will select as a running mate. Now, according to reports, it's down to Senator Mark Kelly from Arizona and Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, who just canceled all of his scheduled events to fundraise in New York and the Hamptons this weekend. Now, Shapiro is a deeply controversial pick for the Democratic Party. Now, sadly, the party's far-left anti-Semitic base, they don't like Governor Shapiro for all the wrong reasons. And as Michael Moore warned, this pick could be disastrous for them in 2024. Take a look.
Vice President Harris appoints Josh Shapiro as her vice presidential candidate, and this too may result in losing Michigan. Shapiro said that it's, quote, anti-Semitic for anyone to join the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement against Israel in order to convince them to stop their apartheid behavior. He has also cruelly compared the peaceful college students to the Ku Klux Klan because they were calling for an end to the slaughter in Gaza. Actions like these will diminish the Arab American vote for Harris and depress a large swath of the youth vote throughout the country.
Now, despite all the glowing coverage of Kamala Harris, the Democrats, they have a real problem. Their party is deeply fractured and extreme, and Kamala, she's not capable of bringing them together. In fact, she couldn't even unite her own staff. The turnover rate, a whopping 90%, with a work environment that was described as extremely toxic. And the administration she helped lead was among the most divisive in American history. When the protective state-run media bubble is finally punctured and Kamala is forced to answer tough questions, it's likely not going to go well. She's no Barack Obama, and she's no Bill Clinton, and she served side by side with the president even worse than Jimmy Carter. She owns that record, and in the coming weeks, we will do their job and our job, hold her feet to the fire, demand answers, and we'll do the same for whoever she chooses to be her running mate. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.